If you want to see more of this ridiculous sort of content, then make sure you do subscribe. There should be a new video out next Sunday. That was a lie, it seems. Yep. And with that, hello guys, welcome back to another Sam Sunday. I am sorry that I haven't done one in like 2 weeks. This is now the third week. You know, as if it's like maybe every third week. But yes, welcome back. I am going to try my best to do this every single Sunday, and I've got a whole list of ideas. I've got a black book over there, which I'll make a separate video on at some point perhaps. But today, I'm going to be looking at my old PokéMon cards. Now, if you just want to skip ahead to the actual binder itself, then timestamps will be down below or on the screen somewhere. Or something of that nature, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a backstory on that and a little bit of you know, a bit of context around my collection and my history with Pokemon cards. Now, it's no secret that Pokemon cards are completely blown up right now. Yeah, they're completely blown up right now with like Logan Paul and Gary Vee and Logic and all that sort of thing. Big Randolph, who I watch every single day. If you haven't checked out his content yet, check him out down below. I'll link him down there. But anyway, you know, it's no secret that it's been absolutely blown up over the past couple of months, and it makes me really, really happy. You know, I was a collector of Pokemon cards back in the 90s. I was born in 92, so I'm very much right in that niche and right in that, you know, sort of demographic of Pokemon card collectors when I was a kid, and I got back into it a little bit maybe when X and Y came out over the past couple of years, so you know, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago now, with Breakthrough and Breakpoint, the Evolutions, Generations, all that sort of thing. So I've got a couple of modern binders sitting round about there, so if you ever want to see them, you know, maybe I'll make a separate video on that. But when I was younger, you know, I wanted to collect Pokemon cards, and I wanted to collect the original 151 in order, but in my younger sort of naivete, if you like, as well as my mum and my family and stuff, we never really paid attention too much to like different generations, or not different generations, sorry, but different sets. So I never really, you know, took a difference between like base set, Jungle, Fossil, base set 2, Team Rocket, all that sort of thing. I just saw, you know, I need a Rhydon. Where am I going to get a Rhydon? The first Rhydon card that I came across, then that was it. And I had them for years and years and years. You know, almost the complete 100 and original, or the complete original 151 Pokemon cards in order, you know, in some capacity. But then again, when I got a little bit older, when I started collecting the XY era cards, I thought, you know what, I need to kind of take them out, put them in a brand new binder, and have them all nice and neat again in the 151 order that they originally came out in some way, shape or form. But then, again, over this rise of popularity, especially with base set and vintage cards, I thought I would like to have a complete binder that has the original sets in some way, shape or form, from base, Jungle, Fossil, base set 2, and I would like to have those complete in some way, shape or form. Now, I then bought this, well, I'm not going to show you it because it's in a perfect position, but you'll see in a second. I then bought a nice other binder, and I took them all out and I put them all in order, and I'm very, very happy with what I've got so far. Now, the fact that I've taken them from a, you know, very condensed 151 and spread them out over technically 4 sets, you know, base through base set 2, there's a lot of gaps and a lot of spaces in this, but I wanted to show you my collection that I, you know, gathered when I was a young lad, and you know, the sort of Pokemon cards that I collected when I was a wee guy, and you know, going, you know, every Saturday with my mum to pick Pokemon cards. And I remember there was this place in Glasgow that had them all spread out in like loads of different binders, and they're all individually priced, and I used to take my pocket money every single week, and I used to, you know, pick cards that I wanted, and you know, not paying attention to the actual sets themselves. Again, a lot of waffle, a lot of introduction. We're going to jump into the cards in just a second, but again, it's just to give you that little bit of context that these are my pride and joy in regards to Pokemon cards, you know, from the vintage set. I am trying my very best to collect as much as I possibly can, and over, you know, the past couple of weeks since I've purchased this new binder and spread them out over the course of the 4 sets, I've been buying some maybe the cheaper commons and uncommons, and certainly some of the trainer cards, you know, because I was looking for the 151 original Pokemon. I never ever had any of the trainer cards. You know, I've got them somewhere in, you know, some capacity, maybe at my mum's house or, you know, somewhere else, but these are the cards that I've got just now. I am slowly going to fill them up over time. I've got some of the heavy hitters, which is going to, you know, completely reduce the overall bank balance, which is quite nice, or, you know, the overall spend from the bank balance is what I'm trying to say. And I might very well do an updated binder video in some way, shape or form in the future, but I wanted to do this just now and, you know, just kind of jump on the bandwagon a little bit and jump on the hype train and just show you what I collected over the course of the mid to late 90s with Pokemon cards. Welcome to my rudimental sort of overhead setup for these Pokemon cards. Is very haphazardly put together, so apologies if it's maybe not the best quality that you're expecting. I'm not a Pokemon channel, I'm not an unboxing channel. in that way, shape or form. So I've kind of whipped this together in some way, shape or form, but I think it showcases what I've got and what I need to get. I'm not going to zoom in on anything because again it's very, very strangely put together, but if you want to pause it and zoom in yourself, you're more than welcome to do so. But I'm going to show you, very briefly what I've got, maybe give you a little bit of backstory on certain cards, but I'm just going to show you what I've got so far. Anyway, starting with base set, right away, as you can see, I've not got a full collection of the holos. I'm missing Alakazam and Blastoise, and I can't remember the holo that's number 9, but I do have the Chansey, the Clefairy, Gyarados, Hitmonchan, and Machamp that everyone does have, and of course I've got the bad boy base set Charizard. Now, I remember, I'll give you a little bit of backstory on this one. Again, like I said, I used to go to this place every week with my mum and my gran, and we used to pick Pokemon cards, and this card was £20. Normally I only get £10 pocket money when I was a wee guy, but this particular week, they had a base set Charizard. I wanted it, I needed it, it was £20 on the nose. I begged and begged and begged my mum for it, and she finally gave me it, on the basis that I was also using next week's pocket money. But back in the day, my mum's like, oh, I can't believe you spent £20 on one card, that's a ridiculous amount of money, but you do what you want to do. And I'm now so happy that I've got this card. It's nowhere near, perfect. It's not, a PSA 10 or anything of that nature. If I had to guess, it'd maybe be about a 7, maybe an 8. There's some whiting around the edges. The centering's pretty good and whatnot, maybe a little bit top heavy. But it's my pride and joy of my Pokemon card collections, and I'm so thankful that, wee guy Sam back in the 90s was savvy enough to buy this. Not in the mindset that I thought it would be worth, a lot of money in the future, not by any stretch of the imagination, but the fact that, it would be expensive to buy it nowadays, but it holds so many memories for me, and I absolutely adore it. But moving on, I'm gonna, quickly go over these, and I'm not going to go into too much detail about them, so if you want to pause and see what I've got and what I'm missing, you're more than welcome to do so. I've got Nidoking, Ninetales and Raichu. That's the last of the holos for the base set. Nidoking has been drawn on and written on. Someone drew a 1 to try and give him 190 health, and someone drew a 0 there to try and make Toxic 200 damage rather than 20 damage. So that is, that's ungradable as far as I'm concerned. But, apart from that, the rest of the cards in pretty much good condition. And I absolutely love it. I'm so happy that, the majority of the cards that I've got were in base set, 'cause I'm not really missing too much from base set. A couple of expensive holos like Blastoise and Venusaur. Venusaur's the other one at number 9, I think. But yeah, for the most part, it's an almost complete collection Pokemon-wise. Charmeleon is in a terrible state, and overall, the cards are in a decent state. Some of them are almost perfect, some of them are very far from perfect, but I love them nonetheless, and we've almost got another complete double page here. What really baffles me about base set is the order that they come in. I know maybe modern sets come in typing, so you've got like a lot of fire Pokemon, then grass, or maybe grass, then fire, then water, or whatever it may be, into psychic and steel and colourless and all that sort of thing. The order completely baffles me for base set. I have no idea what they're doing here, to be honest with you. But anyway, we move and we continue on. Got the Charmander, Pikachu, Onix. I would give Onix a PSA 9 or 10 if I had to give it. I know it's not an expensive card, but I really like the condition of that card, and I don't know why. We've got Squirtle. That's pretty much all my favourites from this little part here. Only missing 2, which isn't bad. My first purchase, let's go back a second. My first purchase that I bought since I got this binder out again was Abra. I bought that for like £2 or something. So he's a brand new addition to the base set. Decent condition, so anyway. And then we go up to the end of the Pokemon. So as you can see, the next couple of pages might be very sparse because these are all trainer and energy pages. I've bought like a job lot of like maybe 6 or 7, maybe not a job lot then, but a bundle of maybe 6 or 7, and I'm just checking the camera, we're all good. Maybe 6 or 7 energies like Pokemon Center, Professor Oak, Switch, Gust of Wind, and a couple of energies as well. So my main sort of priority over the next couple of weeks is to fill out these pages here, because the trainers shouldn't be too expensive. Maybe a couple of ones like Lass and whatnot, but for the most part they should be too expensive, and I can really fill out this binder as we go along. And that takes us all the way up to Jungle. Now Jungle, my first one in Jungle is Kangaskhan, which is 5 out of 64, so 4, 3, 2, 1. So that Water Energy is the last of the base set, and then number 1 here starts for Jungle. Now the sets kind of do get a little bit more sparse, shall we say, because again, the majority of the Pokemon came in the base set, but I do have some really nice cards in these, these next couple of sets. Kangaskhan, Nidoqueen, Pidgeot, Snorlax, Vaporeon. Vaporeon's got a lot of whiting around the edges, so I'm not too pleased with the actual condition of that. And again, let me just maybe move this a little bit, because maybe get it a little bit more centre. Apologies for the light as we go here. I'm trying my very best, and again, I might get a proper overhead setup one day, but for the time being, you should really see the way this is overset. I've got a Canon G7X balanced on my mic stand. That's it. It's not plugged in any way. It's not hooked up in any way. It's very, very on edge, shall we say. But I really like my Snorlax card. I used to have 2 holos and I traded one for a non-holo for whatever daft reason. I don't know why. But anyway, that's my holos for jungle. Then we're moving on to maybe some of the more sparse ones. Clefable, Flareon, Mr. Mime. I know they also come in holos, but I've got them in a non-holo variant. Pinsir, Wigglytuff, Butterfree. I really like the Butterfree card, to be honest with you. And I might try and replace some of these with holos as time goes on. I know they can be a little bit more expensive than the non-holo variant. Well, of course they are. But my main priority for the time being is to fill in these blank spaces. I like the Flareon card. It's in quite bad condition, I'll be honest, but I do like it. I also like the Mr. Mime card. Moving on, we've almost got a full double page here. We've got Rhydon. I really like Rapidash. Persian, Nidorina, sorry. Executor is in a terrible, terrible state. I like the EV card, the Tauros card. They're all really, really nice cards, and all this retro artwork is so nostalgic. It's wonderful, and I'm so happy that I've kept them all these years. Moving on to the end of the Jungle page set, shall we say. I don't really have many favourites here, but they're nice cards. They're really cool cards. They're vintage cards. They might not be in the best condition, but they're my cards. And the only one trainer in the jungle set, terrible centering on this particular Pokeball, but 64 out of 64 is Pokeball, and here is where Fossil should start number 1. Now I am missing quite a fair few in Fossil, and I am missing quite a fair few in base set 2, but you'll kind of see that base set's kind of got the missing sets from, or base set 2 has kind of got the missing cards from base set 1. You know, because again, like I said, I never paid attention to sets, and you know, where I've got 1 and 2 missing, I've got 1 and 2 in base set 2. But Fossil, again, is a little bit limited. I really like the cards in Fossil. I really, really like the cards in Fossil. We've got Moltres Holo, Muck Holo, Hitmonlee Holo. Those are the only holos that I've got for Fossil. I really want the rest of them, like Zapdos and Articuno. I think I do have Zapdos, actually. And I know Zapdos came in both base set and Fossil, if I remember rightly. It came across 2 different sets very close to one another. Maybe Fossil and base set 2. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, there's some really nice cards in the Fossil set. Gengar as well, which doesn't come in a holo, but I do like it. Yeah, there we go. Zapdos and Fossil, which is a regular non-holo variant. Lapras, Kabutos, I really like. I really like the rest of these cards. Again, look at the order of these cards. Golem comes 1 before Graveler. Why not just put it in evolution order? I don't know. Maybe there is a reason behind that, and if you know that reason, let me know down below. But for the most part, I have no idea. I like the Golduck card. The Golbat card's really, really nice, but I really like that Lapras card. But again, I want to try and, once I've filled in the rest of the spaces, maybe then change some of the non-holos for the holo variant being Zapdos. Maybe get an Articuno when I eventually get that, and you know, all the other non-holo variants I've got. Full double page, which I'm very, very happy with. And this is coming to the end of Fossil, I believe. I really like these cards. I really like the Weezing card. The Technical card is wonderful. Shelder is one of my favourite Pokemon of all time. I love it, as well as Krabby. Then we've got the Mr. Fuji and the Energy Search. All the trainers that you see in this binder now are ones that I've just recently bought. Again, I never had any trainers whatsoever, but the ones that you do see are a random bunch that I've recently bought over the past couple of days and weeks. Then we've got Recycle, and that takes us, I believe, so 62 should be here. So 62 out of 62 should be here, and this is the beginning of base set 2. Now, base set 2, I believe, was a combination of base set as well as some of the other sets. I believe it was Jungle. I believe it was a combination of both of those sets put together. So as you can see here, the holos that I've got here are the holos that I'm missing in base set 1, being Alakazam Blastoise. When I was a wee guy, I bought this for £2. I remember I bought Alakazam for £2. I used to have a Hypno holo, but it fell out my binder one day, and I have no idea where or why or whatever, but I never ever got it back. But Blastoise, again, I never paid attention to the base set 2 when I was a wee guy. I just saw Blastoise, I saw a shiny, I wanted it, I bought it. I also wish that I bought it in base set 1, because that would have been better, of course, but anyway, at least we've got it here. Magneton, Poliwrath, again, all of these were missing from base set. Scyther, I really like Scyther. I believe he was in Jungle. Venomoth, which is a really nice card, but you can see here that base set 2 is very, very sparse. Fearow and Haunter, very, very, very sparse. Parasect, Poliwhirl, Abra, Caterpie, Wartortle, I really like that card as well. And then just blank pages where the trainers and the energy should be. Oh no, more Pokemon should be, apparently. Poliwag, Rhyhorn, Tangela, Weedle. Can you still see that? You can still see that, which is pretty good. And the only trainer that I've got, I believe... No, I think I've got 2. Let me check. I've got Switch. I've got 2. No, I've got 1. I bought these pack of trainers here. I thought there was a base set 2 Gust of Wind in here, but maybe it was just another base set 1. I don't know. Anyway, I digress. A couple of energies. And that should take us up to here, which I believe is 130 out of 130. The binder lines this up perfectly with 2 spaces left, and the only other 2, you know, retro vintage cards that I had, we're still recording, that I thought was any value that should be kept in here were the Gym Challenge and the Gym Hero cards that I had. I've got Erika's Venusaur, which is in pretty good shape for the most part. There's a tiny crease up the top here, a little bit of whiting and edge wear around here, but for the most part pretty good. And then we've also got Blaine's Moltres, which is in terrible, terrible condition. You could almost peel the front of that card off, but it's my card, it's a holo variant. I think it was in a wash, maybe that's why it's so bad. And yeah, that's my Pokemon card collection from when I was a wee lad back in the 90s. Yeah. This is my favourite page, of course it is, because I've got the Charizard, it's almost full of holos. Again, as you can see, I should have had Alakazam and Blastoise here. I never ever had a Venusaur, because again, I had the Erika's Venusaur, which I did have in this position, or the third position when I was a wee guy back in my binder, because I thought, Venusaur, that's all I need. I never paid attention to the actual sets, but anyway, we move on. And there we have it. That is my Pokemon card collection from when I was, you know, a kid growing up in the 90s, of the first 4 vintage sets being Base Set, Jungle Fossil and Base Set 2, with a couple of cards from Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge. Again, I'm going to try and fill them out as much as I possibly can. It should be easy to get the trainers and maybe some of the more commons that I'm missing, especially for Base Set 2. I could buy maybe like a pack of 20 Joblock Base Set 2 common and uncommon cards really cheaply, and that would really fill the binder out. But where the money is going to come into it is when I need a Blastoise, when I need a Venusaur, and I'm not necessarily looking for the best condition or even PSA cards, not in any way, shape or form. I just want a decent condition card for my binder. The better the condition, the better, of course, but I'm just looking for those cards. And yeah, I really can't wait to fill out this binder a little bit more. And yeah, like I said, I might do an updated video in the future. Like I said, I've got a stack of 3 binders that's got a lot of other cards in it, maybe more about 2.5 from like the XY era, Evolutions, Generations, Breakthrough, Breakpoint. I think I've got the base set Sun and Moon in there as well. So if you want to see them, let me know and I'll go through my other binders with all the other cards in it that I've got. I've got a ton of them. I went through this phase of just buying them. I got really into them at one point. I can't remember why. I think it was because I was watching a lot of Unlisted Leaf back in the day. I still do every now and again, but back then I was really, really into them, and that's why I bought them. But yeah, I bought this big beefy binder that we're going to zip up, and yeah, that's pretty much about it from me. So I do hope you enjoyed this Sam Sunday. Again, apologies that I never put one out over the past couple of weeks. I am going to try and keep to it weekly. I've got my next one already planned, I believe, so I'm going to get onto that this week. It's a little bit different in regards to like Pokemon or gaming or anything of that nature, so hopefully you do enjoy it. I've not done a camera zoom this video, there we go. But yeah, if you're new here, you're more than welcome to subscribe. You can drop a like down below, follow me on Twitter, check out the rest of the links in the description, or you don't need to do any of that, but if you want to do it, you're more than welcome to do so, and it'd be very much appreciated. Let me know down below if you collected Pokemon cards, whether you were, of the age of when they first came out, if you're more of a modern collector, if you've got vintage sets, whatever it may be. Let me know down below, let me know your favourite Pokemon, your favourite cards, all that good stuff. And yeah, let's have a little chat about that as well. And that's about it from me. My name is Sam, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, I really do appreciate it. Take care, have a wonderful week, stay safe, and I hope to see you next week for another Sam Sunday. Hopefully it comes out on Sunday, I'm going to try my very best, but we'll wait and see. Anyway, I hope to see you soon. Bye.